Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Kova here, and today we are hitting up the Leicester team rating for FIFA 17. It is just what I think it will be, so, if you think it's going to be any different, please feel free to put it in the comments, but obviously no hate. It is just like my opinion on how it'll go. Mostly upgrades, obviously they did win the league, so it's very hard to downgrade. I think I've only downgraded maybe one or two, and that's because they didn't feature, or they're just naturally going to have a progression downwards. Obviously, everyone else which we're going to upgrade. It's by how many though. Judging like a team such as Leicester, who were pretty much relegation favourites, who then went on to win the league, it's going to be very hard to try and get the ratings right, and by how many and stuff like that. So, it's one of those, like, I'm just trying my best on this one, so just let me know what you think in the comments. That's all I ask. But we're starting off with Schmeichel. He was a 73 rated silver goalkeeper. No, sorry, 76 he was even. He was 76 gold rated goalkeeper. And, obviously he had a great season. He had, I'd arguably say it wasn't even the best defence in front of him. You got Robert Huth, who was like 30-odd. Wes Morgan, I think, is 30-odd. Simpson, who was actually from like Newcastle and QPR in the Championship. So it wasn't the best defence, and he had a really good season. I put him up by 3 ratings. I think he deserves a 79 rating. He could have even gone to 80, to be honest. I think he's going to get better and better as a goalkeeper. And obviously, Leicester are going to benefit from that. But don't get me wrong, he is 29, moving on to 30, I believe. So he's not actually got that much life left in him. But obviously, keeps can go on forever. So, yeah, 79 rated for his new FIFA 17 card for me on that one. Next up, we move to Danny Simpson. Obviously, just mentioned him then. He came from, I think, QPR. I don't know if he got released or Leicester signed him for money. However, he was a 72 silver right back. I bumped him up to a 76 because, obviously, he was a great right back for Leicester last season. A lot of the time, the back four would still be required to go forward, but actually be defensively solid as well. Simpson, perhaps, lesser than Fuchs on the other side, got forward, so he's more defensive minded as a right back and ended up making like a back three at times when Leicester were under pressure. So really good in terms of position and stuff like that to deserve that rating up. Next up is Wes Morgan, the captain of Leicester. He started off as a 73 rated silver card. Again, a lot of these players actually silvers when they started. Obviously, they were bound for relegation, which is what all the pundits were saying, and ended up winning the league. So they obviously were underrated in terms of where they actually finished in the end. I've put Wes Morgan up by 3 ratings. He definitely deserves a gold card. Whether it should be rare or non-rare, I haven't really featured that too much in this. I haven't really changed too many rare or non-rare cards. I put him. He's just auto defaulted to a rare gold card. He might have been a non-rare gold card, I think, I have anything on FIFA 17, but 76 rated for me. He definitely deserves a gold rated card for guiding Leicester to the league. Next up is Robert Huth. He actually gets an upgrade of 1. I think 78 rated for Robert Huth was quite high as it was. He was a player who wasn't actually playing much football before he went to Leicester. He obviously had a lot of injuries. Don't get me wrong, he played for some big clubs. Chelsea were in there, but I don't think he deserved that rating to begin with. And so that's why he only got an upgrade of 1. He obviously played in a very good team, obviously won the league, deserves some form of upgrade, but for me, only an upgrade of 1. Next up is Christian Fuchs. He was signed from Schalke. He was a 74 silver left back, and I've pushed him up by 2. Which I don't. He could have actually gone further. Obviously, he was the one who bombed forward a lot more than Danny Simpson, which we mentioned before, and he obviously come into the Prem. First season in the Prem was excellent. Let's get that off the record right there. But then his long balls up to Vardy and stuff like that as well were a real threat. Set pieces, I think he had a long throw as well. So overall, he was a really good addition to Leicester. I'm probably going to push towards a 77. Next up is Riyad Mahrez, arguably one between him and Vardy, and can say the best Leicester player. I'd probably say Mahrez myself. I think he was the best Leicester player last season. He initially had a 73, I believe, silver card, and then got bumped up. I might not be correct on that one. I'm pretty sure he had a 76 rated gold card, and I've put him up to an 81, which is a massive increase of 5 ratings. But let's get this straight. I think he hit double figures on both goals and assists, which is crazy. He was a massive threat on that wing. Leicester only had him on that wing. They were playing Demarai Gray on the other side, or all Brighton. It was mainly Mahrez's side that they were going down. So he really does deserve that upgrade. I say by how much, I'm not too sure, but 76 rated wasn't good enough, so I pumped him up quite a lot. Next up is Drinkwater. He was a silver 74. I've pushed him to a 76. Probably should have been a actual rare gold, if anything, on this as well. I think non-rare gold would be quite harsh on him. Not more, to say he linked up really well with Jamie Vardy, and it was the energy in there with Kante for pretty much the whole season, which was incredible. Next up is Andy King. Now, I can't put Kante in this because as of the time I'm recording this, obviously Kante is now a Chelsea player. So I put Andy King in. He was like the midfielder before Kante arrived, and Andy King had to kind of have like a back seat. So I put him back in the squad. I haven't actually included the new sign, and he's not in here, unfortunately. But yeah, Andy King comes back in. He was started as a 70, it bumped up to 73. Obviously, he won the league. It's probably a bit of a too much of a push, if I would say. I think 72 might have been better, but I've put him up to 73. Oh, that's a drink water again. Next up is Demarai Gray, obviously coming in a signing from Birmingham. A really, really promising young player. Now, the signing combines with the fact that he moved up a league, and thirdly, the fact that he won the league as well, and he featured quite a lot towards the end. That means I've actually pumped him up by 5 ratings. He started as a 68, as mentioned, and I've bumped him up right up to a 73. His card will be insane. If he gets silver on FIFA 17, like I predict, his card will be insane to make like a great silver team with. There's so many potential silver players on FIFA 17, I cannot wait. Next up, lower, he gets an upgrade, obviously, only by 2, 73 rated. He was more of a backup striker, so he gets an upgrade of 1 or 2. For me, I think he deserves a gold. Just scrapes a gold for me. Probably be a non-rare gold, if anything. Next up, Jamie Vardy. He obviously had a 73 silver card. He then got an upgrade to 75. I think like Mahrez did. I'm pretty sure they both did get that. So he was 75 gold. I've put him up to an 80 gold now. He obviously was one of the top scorers in the Premier League. Featured heavily for Leicester. Ended up getting into the England team. I think an upgrade of 5. I always think an upgrade that big might be pushing it, but the fact that where they were at one point to where they are now, I think that means they kind of deserve it, in my opinion. Next up is Okazaki, a lot like Iloa, a backup player. So I've bumped him up by 1 and also made his card a rare. I think that's the only one actually changed from rare to non-rare and vice versa. So yeah, it's 79 rated now with a rare card. Next up is actually a new Leicester player, Ruziela. He's a new goalkeeper, a backup goalkeeper, signed from Hanover, and he was a non-rare 80. I've bumped up to a non-rare 81, which I think you can have non-rare 81s. I'm pretty sure you can. So yeah, he's come in. Obviously, the only reason why he's got an upgrade really is because he's transferred in, and I think transfers always kind of get like a little slight bump. So I put him up to an 81. Next up is Inler. He is one of the 2 players that actually got a downgrade for me. Was an 80 rated card. Obviously, that's from his previous, clubs and how he's previously played. He is, he's getting on a bit. Didn't feature that much at all. If anything, really, I hardly seen Inler play for Leicester last season. So that's why he's got a downgrade of 2. I think he's 33, I believe. So, that's kind of why I play age into, a big consideration when doing these ratings. Next up is Wasilewski. He is obviously a centre-back who featured when either one of the centre-backs got injured. He kind of featured a lot at the start of the season, then fizzled out. But he still deserved an upgrade for me. An upgrade of 2 was given on his card, just because he was actually a solid player when he was called upon. Jeffrey Schlupp is next. He does also get an upgrade. I think he looked dangerous when he came on, and is quite an intelligent player considering, I think he's a winger turned left back, which is insane. So he's obviously got the variety of positions. He was a 68. He moves up to a 72. Mark Albrighton is next. Had a good start to the season, then fizzled out. I think I've probably been a bit generous on this one. He was a 71. I bumped him up to a 73. I say mainly for that start of the season when he was getting assists. I think he pitched in with a goal or 2, so he moves up to a 73. Ahmed Musa is next, the new signing for Leicester. Paid a lot of money to get him. I don't know whether he was worth paying that much money for him. I don't know. He's obviously got a hell of a lot of pace, so him and Vardy are going to be insane up front next season. I can't wait to have them as a strike partnership. But he was 76. I bumped him up to a 78. Mark Schwarzer is the other player in this team to get a downgrade. Again, backup keeper, didn't feature at all, and is obviously getting on a bit. Kind of the similar scenario as Inlet. I think he's 42. So he goes from a 73 to a 71. Pretty easy decision on that one. Liam Moore is next up. He was on loan last season. He's one for the future. So I've left him as he is, a 70 rated non-rare card. Della is next, but the difference between him and Moore, he actually, done really well for Middlesbrough. I'm not saying Moore didn't do well for his loan club. However, Middlesbrough got promoted, so obviously that was a key part of it. Delight also featured for Leicester. I think he was one of the only players to actually get a promotion medal and also get a, Premier League winning medal. I can't see there being many of those. And finally, we end on Matty James. He... Again, more of a backup midfielder. I've probably been a bit generous on this one as well, but he goes from 69 to a 71 non-rare card. So that's how it would look if, obviously, these are the correct FIFA 17 ratings. I'll probably put Musa in for lower. That would probably be what would happen. There's still a few goals that don't feature, but the Silvers get there in front of them. I think those two are better players. So there you go, guys. That is the Leicester FIFA 17 ratings. Just my prediction. Again, not official or nothing like that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like if you did, and I shall see you in the next one.